would you tell people just graduating with a bunch of student loan debt and wanting to pursue entrepreneurship?
Woo! I'm probably the worst person to ask. Well, for me, I had very little student loan debt because of the military, so I'm fortunate. But I did have some because I had like a little break in service and I did a little something, something, and I had some loans and I refused to pay them. So with that, I just kept deferring for eternity, and here I am almost 40 and I just kept deferring. But I would say I can imagine that it is a huge pain point, even if you're not a business owner, it's a huge pain point in general. The only advice I could ever give someone is to not do the student loans. I mean, there's a lot of scholarships out there. Even as adults, there's scholarships that you can apply for, even if you're on your second, third degree. Just try to go a different route and not get into that situation. But if you are in that situation, it doesn't really, I cautiously say, it doesn't really affect you if it's deferred. I mean, if you defer it, it's almost like it's on pause and it's hidden in the background. So that's not going to really affect your credit as much, of course, if it's in default and all those things. So if you have a $200,000 worth of student debt, you're definitely in a different position than someone that has 15,000. But really, if you can just find a way to, what did Biden do? Like get rid of
Yeah, public service loan forgiveness.
yeah, he gives a lot of loans, so hopefully you'll fall into their hat or just avoid them because it's almost like you can never really fully pay them off if you have a very, very high amount. So, like I said, I'm probably the worst person to ask about that, but defer. Don't do it or defer.
Do you keep dreaming about when you'll be able to pursue your passions? It can be challenging to turn that dream into reality while providing quality care to your patients, addressing your student loans, and living a comfortable life. I'm Cassian Nuñez, the CEO of RINO Invest, and I'm here to share a better way, the RINO way, which will make you financially independent sooner so that you can start to do more of what you are actually passionate about. Becoming a RINO will increase your financial IQ by making you familiar with the concept of risk and return, the different asset classes available for investment, and how you can take advantage of those options immediately. You'll have access to curated courses, online calculators, wealth guides, checklists, and your own net worth tracker. All this and more with your RINO account. So I invite you to take the first step towards realizing your goals by opening an account today. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to working with you.
So, to the second part of the question, though, on allowing student loans to hinder someone's ability to start their entrepreneurial pursuit. And it doesn't really even have to be student loans. It could be anything. Like, what are some of the things that you would take pause on before you were to start any of your businesses? Or was there really nothing that would have prevented you from starting entrepreneurial pursuits?
Oh yeah, nothing would have stopped me. I mean, I started my business with like 4,000 in my savings account. And it was like, I mean, that's probably a lot to some people, but when you're talking about 6-figure contracts as your first contracts, that wouldn't have done anything. That wouldn't have paid a single person on this project, not even for a day. So for me, I was just like, me and my friend joked because she made like $1 million in 10 months on her contracts with no money starting. Essentially, 4,000 is not a whole lot. And I said, now we're getting more cautious as we're more aware. But when we first started, we just said, YOLO, like, let's just figure it out on the way down. Build a plan on the way down, honey. Whatever happens, happens. So that's one of the little things that I kind of go back to, like, hey, it's going to work out. Like, I mean, you can't make decisions that are going to destroy your household, but just try to have the ambition and the forward thinking or the positive thinking that things are going to work out. So nothing could have stopped me because I've always done stuff. I did make smarter decisions this time. I did, build my business credit as I was getting started. That's another thing that, a lot of people don't really harp on. And I'm not a business credit expert, but You know, there's a lot of things that you can do with business credit that you can't do with personal credit. And just, you know, the power of the ask. Like sometimes there's people that really will help you if you ask. And a lot of people feel like they shouldn't. But once you get to a certain dollar amount or certain revenue, then you'll find that a lot of people help a lot of people at a higher level. You know, you're showing, I built my business to 7 figures. You know, this person makes 8 figures. They're like, yeah, I'll lend you 50,000. Those are the friends that I have in my circle. Like, there should be no question. 50 grand, you know, you'll get in a month. So help me out.